Dear God, I remember last year at this time, we were all heralding the hopes and possibilities of the year 2021. 2020 had been filled with so much strife and upheaval that we just knew that 2021 had to be better. It was as if we imagined that just by turning a calendar page, all of our troubles would be over. So here we are 1 year later. COVID persists, and our political and economic woes continue. Changing the calendar page wasn't the answer to all of our problems last year any more than it was 100 years ago or will be later this week. Every new year brings new stuff to worry about, new reasons to feel confused and disappointed. But God, how we thank you that every year also brings miracles and joy. This year, in the midst of pandemic, children were born, couples fell in love and were married. Siblings put aside their differences to show their love during difficult times. Some people helped their neighbors and did what they could to make the world better. God, we ask for your guidance always. Remind us to be aware that since the beginning of humanity, joys and sorrows have come to us side by side. Help us to embrace and celebrate the joys and learn from the sorrow without panicking over it. Show us how to be present for each other, to ease each other's pain, and to listen enthusiastically to each other's stories and successes. Most of all, God, give us the strength to let go of our expectations. May we relinquish our need to control the way we think things should look so that we can respond with love to the people and events we are faced with. The new page on the calendar can't solve all of our problems, but it is a chance to let go of negativity and embrace a fresh start for a loving attitude toward our families, neighbors, coworkers, and friends. Blessings on the year 2022. Amen.
When a play or TV show or movie wraps up, there is usually a debriefing session where the cast and crew analyze the experience. So let's take a few moments together and wrap up 2021. You know, 2021, the year that was notable for being the second year of the pandemic. Now, many of the challenges that we all faced in 2021 were simply a continuation of the challenges that we encountered in 2020. And I don't need to list those challenges because we all lived through them. And maybe that's the best place to start. Not all of us, but most of us lived through those challenges. We are all still feeling the same loss of control, the same broken hearts, and the feeling of unbelievable loss. In 2020 and in 2021, we lost people, we lost jobs, we lost love, we lost fun, we lost hobbies, we lost art and sports, we lost church, and we lost hope. So now, as this year is winding down, we peek around the corner, we walk on eggshells, and we tiptoe toward 2022. Some of the side effects of living through a pandemic have kicked in and have cost us our motivation and our patience with ourselves and with others. We continue to struggle to trust anything or anyone, to believe anything or anyone. There's a poem that I have always loved that perfectly describes this tentative, non trusting feeling that we all have. It's simply called Poem, and it's written by Tom Clark. Like musical instruments abandoned in a field, the parts of your feelings are starting to know a quiet. the pure conversion of your life into art seems destined never to occur. You don't mind. You feel spiritual and alert, as the air must feel, turning into sky aloft and blue. You feel like you'll never feel like touching anything or anyone again. And then you do. And then you do. There it is. That is my favorite part. It's the part that gives hope. Returning to live events, seeing friends and family again, going out to dinner, receiving a call or a piece of mail, getting a chance to attend a live church service. A few kind words or an unexpected smile lifts our spirits, and we believe once again. I think it's important to remember that 2021 wasn't all good or all bad. 2021 was exactly like every single year. Every year of our lives is random and unexpected, disappointing and exhilarating, happy moments and tragic moments. On a recent episode of the TV series The Resident, the wife of one of the doctors on the show is killed in a single car accident. There is no explanation or logical reason for this accident. Her husband obsessively tries to make sense of the tragedy as he interviews people, combs through her medical records, and wrestles with the inability to accept and understand what has happened. Another doctor, Dr. Devin Pravish, approaches him and says, "A million things happen every second to every single person on the planet. Some are joyful, most are inconsequential, and a few are unbearable. Those are the hardest ones to explain." And unfortunately, we all tend to remember the unbearable times and gloss over those inconsequential, mundane moments of our lives. Sadly, we can all relate to this doctor who could not understand the loss of his wife. We all like things to make sense. And headed into year 2 of the pandemic, there's still a lot that just doesn't make sense. However, there were moments of joy in 2021, as well as moments of loss and despair. There was good that happened in 2021. Many people chose to remain kind and compassionate. Many people helped others in ways that they have never done before. Organizations worked to address the inequity that plagues us. Babies were born. People fell in love. Life moved on. We continued many of the same experiences that were new to us in 2020. We are still working to get to know the people we live with better. We are still working on our houses, fixing things up, painting and repairing things. And we are still developing new hobbies and learning to work from home. Our faith community is alive and well, and we have made some new friends along the way. Each of us have learned some things and experienced successes in our own lives. Before we watch that ball come down in Times Square in a few days, I urge all of us to take a few minutes and take stock of our past year, 2021, with special attention on the successes, the victories, the silver lining in the cloud. Here is where we strengthen our gratitude. Let's find 3 things about 2021 that was good that was joyful, that was a victory, however slight. Farewell to 2021 and Happy New Year to each one of you. I can't wait to see what 2022 brings each of us. Amen.